Okay, so I hope all of you are familiar with chess. It's a quite old game, made in India, quite popular now. It's fun if you win, but it's frustrating if you lose. So the game, the engine is about like making a move in a collaborative way. So if you are familiar with chess engine, how they work is they have a lot of possibilities and they go through each or they skip through so some algorithms like alpha beta pruning or goes to like dependency trees and other complex algorithms. We won't go into the chess engine working, but it can be quite complicated, and that's what makes chess engines so much better compared to humans when you are playing against them, because they don't have emotions, and it's just numbers and logical values to some certain positions. So it's based on that, but instead of numbers and stuff, we are using humans to make any decisions. So collaborative chess has been done in the past, but it was mostly voting-based. These three are the most popular one. The first one was very popular in 1999 against the Grandmaster Kasparov, against the whole world. They used the MSN Live to vote on the moves, and the game lasted for 3 months, just one game of chess. And then Hikaru Nakamura versus Twitch it was quite similar in 2020. Again, it was on the Twitch, people are voting using emotions like emoticons, and based on the number of votes, the moves were being played. This was also fun again, but in both of these games, the Kasparov won in the previous one, and again Hikaru also won. So far, most of the voting-based game, grandmasters have won, which just shows like their level is quite different, and voting-based decisions are not that good because there are lots of emotions while making a move. And then there was a quite different one. It was people against the chess engine. Again, the chess engine won. This game also lasted for quite a long time. And people were doing voting-based moves on it. So this is my hobby project or proof of concept project. It's basically consensus-based. So to make a single move, every player goes into a mini game. So suppose there are 2 people on white team and 1 person on black team. And so those 2 people, in order to make a move, they have to go through a mini game to make a move against the black team. So to make this explains it better. So suppose you're on white team and you have 2 players on the team. You can add more players if you want, but it can go quite long. I will explain that later. So in order to make a single move, you both can play against each other to basically see whose move is better. So you can say maybe for example, the e4 is better, but your teammate might not agree with you. So you can actually battle it out, and the winning move will be automatically played on the main board, that is on the top. On the black team, you will only see one board. For them, you are just one single player. They don't know if you're 2 players or 10 players. Similarly, for the white team, they also see the one main board, but they don't know how many people are playing on the opposite side. So consensus are reached based on the winning move. So you can play it out, and then whatever move is won, it's played on the next game. So if you want, you can play it too. The code is open source. It's on GitHub, and the UI is not that great, but it works. I'm not good with front end. I will take 5 seconds, then I will move to the next slide. Okay. So, okay, it's not rendered, I think. But yeah, you can play. I won't show into the demo. It's mostly the same chess game that you make the move on, and then you play it again. Okay. So what I learned from the project, pros and cons of this. This is compared to voting-based that's been done since 1999 and before. So compared to the voting-based game, we have played 50 games with my friends, some on Reddit, some on Product Hunt, and just shared the game with my friends. The moves were better because it was mostly, everyone had to prove that their move was better because you're playing a mini game against each other. So the better move were always playing forward compared to the voting one. The con was definitely very hard to scale. So you can imagine, in order to play one single move, there were like 2 rounds for 2 players. So if there were 5 players, there would be 10 rounds, and so on. So in order to make a single move, it can take an exponentially longer time. Chances of beating high elo player were higher. Like we played with few of my friends on chess.com. Some of them had 1800 elos and higher. Few friends who were like on 1500 or lower, they were able to beat the 1800 by playing together. But it can be more mentally draining. Like after the match, they were very exhausted because at a time you were playing 3 games technically, 2 against your own teammate and 1 against the main game. So the feedback I got was it was too tiring and taxing because you have to remember what you played against your friend, then on the main game what you are playing. And you have to do it every move. So it was very long. Again, more logical and less feeling based because you're not voting. It's just based on who made the better move. Can feel mechanical. Part of it because the UI is not that great. You just see 3 chessboard. I can make it more better, but that's for another time. Possible DLCs or upgrades of the game. State channels can be added. Last year I was working on state channels, so I'm really interested in state channel technology. ZK proof system, if you are into that, you can validate the moves to make sure that someone is not using actual chess engine to play against you, to cheat against you. Prediction market, and there's one point I forgot to mention. There's like incentive-based reward. Like suppose your moves are selected most of the time, 5 people are in one team, but all the time your moves are being made, so you can be rewarded based on some monetary value. That system is not there, it's just an idea for the game. But it can go extension in other places too. Tournament-style matches, instead of waiting for each team to finish in the small batches, you can have multiple games in the same time, just like a tournament bracket, and then you can scale it better. I haven't implemented this one yet. Thank you. That's it. You can contribute. Contributions are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayaditya, for